I said, if something comes up, I said, don't do this again. Well, then if you do that again, then you are fired. But once I've said, don't do something again, and then if you don't do it, you're fine. Stop coming back to my office and talking to me. I don't want to talk to you. It doesn't mean I don't like you. If I didn't like you, you wouldn't be on the program. Do you understand this behavior?
Yes, I do.
Explain it to me.
You're an ogre.
How am I an ogre?
That's the basis of this whole thing. That's the basis of this whole thing.
Okay.
People walk around. It's normal human dynamics. When people who are subservient to an extremely powerful entity, they seek the approbation of that person. It's not unusual at all. And to go back to your office and to
they go out of their way.
They don't do anything of the sort. What?
If maybe when I walk in the newsroom in the morning, I don't walk through the newsroom and say, "Hi, good morning, everyone." I'm just not interested. I'm thinking about something else. I got this program. I'm thinking about the Alger Hiss.
You don't do that, really?
I'm thinking about the Cuban Missile Crisis.
But
I'm thinking about
someone just says a normal "Good morning, I man" or something like that. It should not be a source of irritation.
That's fine if they happen to run into me. Don't make a special trip back to my office to annoy me when I'm there trying to think.
You just don't get it. A special trip to try to annoy you?
What else
could
it be?
That is a trip? They say,
yes,
you think Laurie McNichol comes in here in the morning, and Jane, and they get together and say, what can we do to annoy the Imus? Let's go back and say hello to him.
No, I don't think that. I just think I don't know what they have in mind. I don't know. But it's not on their way to any place.
No,
my
I
office.
understand that.
You have to make a special trip to my office. So if you wind up at my office, that is a destination point.
Okay, fine.
It isn't someplace you walk by. Like if you go from my office to the studio, you have to walk through the newsroom.
I understand that.
How about if they pass you in the hallway?
That's fine. They can say hi.
But what if you don't respond? How do they?
It means I'm thinking about something else.
How do they know that?
So they think that you hate them.
Exactly.
They infer that
I'm telling them now
that you're irritated
on the air.
I'm telling them now.
Right.
I'm telling them now.
Well, let's clear it up now. You should invite everybody in here then, for crying out loud.
I don't want him in the studio. That's part of the problem. I don't want him walking in the studio.
All right, well, hold on. Well, turn up the monitors out there. Here's the deal. If he doesn't speak to you,
it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean I hate you.
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
With this scowl that looks
there
like...
There are some people here at the radio station who have been here for years who I don't know their name, do I, Bernie?
That is very true.
So. No, but these are the people. These are people with whom you have some sort of interchange daily.
But I am not. But I'm not a jerk. I'm a nice person. I'm very fair with people. I have never fired anybody unfairly. Believe me, nor would I. I've never done that.
I understand
I'm generous.
all of these things.
I cut people slack.
Shut up.
We do it. Laurie does. The only person we've ever had any problem with on this program is the people who do traffic. And it's the least important, significant aspect of the program, and those are the people who cause the problems. Well, remember Eileen? But now Laurie's a much sweeter person. Eileen's a beast, but...
Oh, now why are you...
Oh, she was a horrible person. Horrible person.
That's not necessary.
Well...
That's not... That expression is not necessary.
She's a horrible...
You don't have a horrible person.
How is she a horrible person?
How is it horrible?
For crying.
Remember Roz Frank?
Well, what? Louise Woodward.
Yes. Who else? Remember Roz Frank and who else? We've had other people. These are horrible people. At least we like Laurie.
Lisa.
Oh, God, Lisa.
How come you won't look at
God,
me?
what a nightmare. What a nightmare that was. At least we like Laurie. So anyway, I like Laurie and I like Jane, and if I didn't like him, they wouldn't be on the program, period. If I didn't like Craig, he wouldn't be here. Obviously, if I didn't like Warner, he wouldn't be doing sports, would he? So, God, if I have to go to the bathroom, Warner, shut up.
Man, you have so much to deal with. It's unbelievable how
No,
you handle it.
you know what? You know what it is?
What is it?
It's that, why don't they just leave me alone?
Don't say hello.
Just don't say
That's
anything.
It. Well, avert your eyes when you pass the I-man in the hallway.
But
now,
in normal
office relations... No, that's all. It's fine if they want to say hello. That's fine. Don't be silly here. It's fine if they want to be... Just actually don't not. don't come and ask me if something's wrong, because if something's wrong, I'll tell you.
You haven't spoken to me in 6 months, man. Is there anything wrong?
Anything wrong? Have I done
Just thought I'd ask.
No, you haven't done anything wrong.
Well,
why? You know what it is? I'll tell you. Here's what it is. Most people who people work for are phonies and weasels, like the guy I work for example. And so most bosses, they wait till they are talking behind somebody's back who works for them. They're building a file on them, and the person who's going to get fired is always the last person to know, because most people are creeps. How many? Isn't that true?
okay,
Yes,
all
that's
right,
very
all
true.
right.
How many people have we worked for who have? How many program directors or general managers have we worked for who I've had actually tell me that they're building a file on somebody so they can fire them? I've had people tell me that.
Smile at you and stab you in the back.
Outrageous.
Absolutely.
But I don't do that.
No, you don't. That's very true.
So I don't do that.
All right.
If there's a problem, you know what it is, and there's no file on you. I don't build files. We don't have time for files because it's only going to happen once. There's not going to be any files. If I tell you don't do something, that means don't do it.
The file's not necessary.
A file is not necessary, because then you're going to get fired the next time you do it. And in 25 years, I bet I've fired maybe 2 people. In 25 years, I've had hundreds worked for us.
Was that guy in the wheelchair that time?
No, there was a black guy I had over here, the black homosexual, who I hired as a secretary.
Yeah.
Who I told him, I said, I want you to answer the phone. Good morning, Mr. Imus's office. Good afternoon, whatever. He said he didn't feel like doing that.
I ain't having that.
He said, I don't feel like doing that. I don't like saying that. I said, well, then you're not going to work for me. Get out of here.
Well, that's legitimate. Certainly.
But why can't you bring that
And
one?
then Angela, who was just a nightmare.
Sweetest little girl in the world.
I know that, but she was not qualified. She was trying to do Dana's job,
Well, I
which is
understand
ridiculous.
that, but I mean, she wasn't a
She had a
nightmare.
couple of qualifications.
She did.
I remember.
Well, and who hired her? Bernie and Lou hired her.
She was pretty good, I thought.
She was horrible. She's a nice kid, but
She left here like that
Oh, man.
Tokyo businessman was crying. That's the way she left here that day.
all right, here now, Imus in Washington, Senior Military Procedures Analyst, the late General George S. Patton, Jr.
At ease, vermin, as you were. I have called you pathetic excuses for human beings together this morning to introduce you to the facts of life. There have been, inexplicably, some questions raised here regarding proper, accepted standards of behavior interrelating with our Commander-in-Chief, whom all of you are familiar with, correct?
Sir, William Jefferson Clinton, sir.
John Donald Imus, Commander, I-Corps, Germ Face. To resolve any confusion, I will be distributing to you maggots the following manual, the Military Imus Code of Conduct, hereinafter identified by its acronym MICOC, or simply, My Cock. Very well. Give me an Imus solution to those lights up there, and let's have the overhead projector, Private. Very effective. We'll deal with the dead, wounded, and cases of radiation sickness later. Let's identify our principal for the sake of today's discussion. Slide 1. Familiarization recognition, Private. This individual shown here is...
Sir, Clint Eastwood, sir.
No.
Sir, Robert Redford, sir.
No.
Oh, I know. Katharine Hepburn.
Former, but no, and no. This, in fact, is John Donald Imus. Now then, if you are in service to Imus, as are we all, how do you deal with him? Anybody know before we open our My Cock manuals? Private?
Sir, always address the I-Man with a cheery good morning, sir.
Wrong. Somebody else?
Sir, at this joyous season, sir, always wish him a Merry Christmas.
You're an idiot. In the back there.
Sir, always ask the I-Man if you've angered him somehow, whether there's a problem, and how you can improve your performance, sir.
My God, you're so stupid you defend dirt. Open your My Cock manuals. Page 1. The entry right beneath the I-Man motto there, which you see in standard military phonetic alphabet form. Foxtrot, Union, Charlie, Kilo, Yellow, Ocean, Union. As you see, the I-Man My Cock regulations are brief. In fact, there is only one. Conditions, circumstances, and or time in which conversation may be initiated with the I-Man by an employed person. Answer, none, and never, you f***ing moron. People, this isn't astrophysics. The second you utter to the I-Man the following, is there a problem? There is. The problem? The I-Man at that point wishes you were dead. All right? Recite with me our verse here, which reminds us of proper workplace positioning vis-a-vis the I-Man. Ready? Sound off. Imus code of conduct, assert and codify. You suck. Eat get out and die. Thank you for your attention. That is all.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. There's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. You're trying hard not to show it, but baby, I know it. You lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone.
Imus in the morning. Microism's single most influential reporter here live in Portland with us, Paul Harvey.
Hello, Americans. Stand by for news. And as always, the rest of the story.
Oh, great.
Coming to you today from the dreadful state of Oregon. Oh, you know what, I'm sure, tucked away up here in the northwest corner of our lower 48, right across the Columbia River from the place I so heartily wish Peter Jennings would return to, Canada. And with Peter, as you know, the emphasis, Americans, is on the duh. So what have we here, Mr. and Mrs. Couldn't Give a Damn? Took a glance in my complimentary copy Portland Guide, and here's one for you, titled Coast. Says here the Oregon coast, quite simply, is a case of Mother Nature showing off. Have you seen it, friends? I have. Flew over it. Close as this reporter wants to get. Looks to me more like a case of Mother Nature on animal tranquilizers pissed off. Says here our national mom has liberally sprinkled the coastline with lush rainforests, majestic dunes, and thriving tide pools.
Yeah.
And judging from a short walk around the streets of Portland, every same-sex marriage candidate from San Francisco to Vancouver. And you thought that Ebonics was something? This is worse. Visitors from the Orient. Goodness gracious me, I walked up to the hotel, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, thought I'd stumbled into a Bill Clinton Democratic National Committee fund squeezer. I expected Al Gore to pop around the corner in a saffron robe, holding an incense stick in one hand and a collection plate in the other, singing tunes from flower drum songs. Because I hadn't seen that many Japanese folks disembarking from a vehicle since the Battle of Leyte Gulf. Page 2. Say, speaking of the land of the rising sun, you know how long we've been at 6s and 7s with them over there about trade policy?
Sure.
Did you see this headline, USA Today? Job security fears and spending dive make for gloomy forecast in Japan. Well, good. I say, do what a citizen of Oregon would do, Tojo. Get depressed and take that last train to Clarksville. Say, speaking of dirt naps, did you see that 3-for-1 sale in the state of Arkansas a few nights ago? They got 3 fellas off death row, hooked them up to a liter of later liquid, and said, boys, turn in your day planner. 3 at a throw. Now, if we could only submit for consideration, Jim, Susan, and Tickle Me Tucker. Florida, Miami, armored car capsized, spilled all that money, pandemonium, $1 million or better, scooped up off the street. Police said, give it back. Cash-grabbing Ebonics students said, here's a primary language for you, economics. Stick it. My, Americans, what up with that? Paul Harvey, good day.
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Imus in the morning.
This is the Imus in the Morning program, WFAN New York. Right now it is
Billionaire populist H. Ross Perot.
Larry, how are you? Just how the hell are you? I'll tell you how we are. We're strong, we're vigorous, we're viable, and we're back. Bill Clinton and Bob Dole kept us out of the debate last time around. It's not going to happen next time around. Couldn't buy network TV time in 96. Gonna be totally different in 2000, Larry, if we have to take direct, no compromise, no quarter, Ross Perot kind of action.
And what kind would that be?
Go and postal on them, Larry. If that's what it takes to get our message out, take back this country and return it to the people. If some folks have to die in order to get that job done, well, I can dig a 6-foot hole, and so can you. Whatever's necessary. Had our big convention last weekend. Asked them if they wanted me to go or stay, Larry. They said, get the out of here. Did I leave?
No.
Did I? Been battling back against the odds all my life. Used to it. Which is why, oh, you can't find one person in the land of 230 million who'd want to spend 10 seconds with me. I just won't go away. And you can ask my world-class wife if you don't believe me. Next question. Okay, this nanny deal up there in Massachusetts?
Yes.
Proof positive, Larry. Proof positive that you can't be banging, beating, biting, bonking on, or bitching at your baby. Marv Albert learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
Now folks are attending the same classroom in Massachusetts. You know who did it?
No.
Kennedy. Don't ask me exactly how, but every time anything happens up there, somebody sets somebody on fire, or pushes somebody off a diving board, or knocks up the drum majorette, or uses Baby Billy for a tambourine, you can link her right back to Jack, Joe, John, Bobby, Mike, Pat, or John. It's just sad. So, you're wondering what the Reform Party would do with Saddam Hussein?
Yeah.
Easy as pie. Reform him. I've run these here guerrilla missions before, Larry. Go over there, follow the smell of goats mating, find Saddam, pull him off the hind end of the poor thing, and then tie him in front of a TV playing tapes of Susan Molinari anchoring CBS Saturday morning. I'm telling you, Larry, in 15 minutes, the boy not only frees the Kurds, he renounces Islam and becomes a Jehovah's Witness if you want him to. Anything, just to shut off that torture. Right there's a Willow Bay wannabe. Only she looks like Terry Bradshaw in a Babe Buchanan wig on a heroin jack. Ain't gonna happen. And Connie Chung's back on the menu, going over to ABC to do everything up to and including some fill-in stuff on the World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Let me soundbite that. Don't mean to get Mr. Jennings in a lather, but Pete, while y'all were out, you got a call from Dan Rather. Been there, done that, Larry. Jesus. Much obliged for having me on your show.
I can't stop loving you. I've made up my mind to live in memory of the lonesome time. I miss in the morning.
They're afraid not to get back to you.
I called Mike Wallace. He picked the phone up.
Sure they do. They don't want to get hammered.
That really is the truth, you know.
Oh, they know what's happening.
Ridiculous. Anyway, so I can't get a hold of her. So I don't know.
It's irritating.
It is irritating. Oh, what else going on, Chuck?
President Clinton's in New York today, I-Man, attending some fundraisers for the cash-strapped Democratic Party. First stop at the South Bronx, he'll tour a neighborhood which has been redeveloped. Tenements have been replaced by 89 neat single-family homes, and he'll be visiting this place, Charlotte Gardens. For years, a symbol of urban failure, now a thriving, revitalized area. And, of course, around New York City, as the president goes from one event to another, they seal off streets, and there's already traffic problems at this time of year, so warnings of bubble lock, as some people refer to it. And the case against a 14-year-old Kentucky high school student accused of killing 3 classmates could be transferred to adult court today. A judge is expected to take that action against Michael Carneal at a hearing in Paducah. Carneal is expected to attend this closed-door hearing. Under Kentucky law, a person at least 14 who uses a firearm to commit a felony must be charged as an adult. Carneal is now charged as a juvenile with murdering 3 of his classmates at Heath High School last week.
Why? I'm just making...
Oh, well, what are you doing?
Bernie and I and Lou are having fun making faces at you while you do the news.
Oh, I thought I was getting the...
You were.
Yes, the hurry-up sign.
Yeah, but get to some news here.
Come on here.
Come on here.
That's about it.
Some energy.
Let's have some energy here. What's the matter with you?
Where are the yucks?
More than yucks.
Get him out.
And now Media Watch, an indefensible, in-depth investigation of clinical specificity into some element of our national media by the elder statesmen and broadcast reporters,
Walter Cronkite.
Microphone in one hand, sigmoidoscope in the other, we shove both this evening into the flabby caboose of Rune Arledge and ask, Rune, what in the hell have you done to ABC?
Yeah.
Yes, we've seen media moguls and their enterprises crash and burn before, but never on this scale. For not only have the wheels come off the American Broadcasting Company's entry, they've come off at Craig Breedlove velocity, sending the ABC machine careening into the face of a bluff at approximately 750 miles an hour. And what's left? In a phrase, a nearly unrecognizable smoking pile of shit. In fact, in the view of this old, oft-despised, ill-advised, fossilized relic of broadcasting's halcyon days, never have so few up so many so magnificently before. I mean, excluding, of course, the Clinton administration Department of Justice, which in the up category is in a realm all its own.
Fine.
But I digress.
Yes.
The stress fractures riddling the ABC structure broke open into raw, gaping wounds days ago at the ABC affiliate board meeting in Los Angeles, as station executives vented their anger over, well, everything. From Good Morning America to World News Tonight, they seem to be of one mind. The ABC programming schedule sucks. The executives expressed serious concerns regarding whether the ABC News Division had the ability to turn around plummeting ratings. Affiliates told of their dismay over sponsors fleeing from Ellen, the situation comedy based on the continuing madcap efforts of a carpet muncher with no visible means of support, trying to get some dyke in the sack, and we're left to infer, due to her, things that are, frankly, the province of us men, if you're asking me. Then there was the revelation that ABC News chairman Rune Arledge endeared himself to the affiliate board by standing up and making one of those incomprehensible, rambling statements, during which he said, in sum, that Good Morning America is a nightmare, and that Peter Jennings is the possessor of news judgment that one day will have him opening Al Capone's vault. ABC felt compelled to try to smooth things over as best it could by issuing a statement that said, in essence, Rune is a f***ing lunatic and will be given a new office in the Unabomber Shack, along with a new title, Stupid. Briefly, as we head for the barn tonight, cable matters. And an aside to my colleague, John Donald Imus of MSNBC. Don, you doubtless will know the matters I refer to when I say, shut the up. Alger Hiss is dead. Whittaker Chambers is dead. Richard Nixon, Jack Kennedy, Nikita Khrushchev, all dead. I'm nearly dead. And many, given the discourse of the past couple of weeks, fervently wish you were dead. You know, there's soon to be a seat available, as it were, at Arlington National Cemetery, as I understand it. At least you have a military service record. I'll be happy to try to get you in. For Media Watch, this is Walter Cronkite. Thank you, and good night.
Please welcome now to the imus Morning program, Pat Cooper. Good morning, Mr.
Pat
Cooper.
Cooper.
It's like my wife said, how come you don't have... That's very nice, by the way.
Beautiful lady, by the way.
Yes, I know, but why did you have to keep saying to her, why?
Because I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand it. I don't understand it. There are great, there's Cary Grant's walking around. She wound up in shoe with a cowboy hat. And then what burns me up, I love these guys. I grew up in a ranch. It was a yard. What are you talking about?
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
You are the luckiest man that God put on this earth. I swear to God, I look at you and no disrespect, I like you personally. What do you do? I mean, really, you came from nowhere. You came from out of the woods. What you do is called stalling. You stall.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Stall for 4.5 hours, and people say, gee, what are you going to do? We'll put on the stall.
Ben, have you got that right?
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Time now.
No extra charge.
News and sports in Nagano, Japan.
Have you looked over the list of nominees for that most coveted of all Hollywood's coveted awards, Oscar? And why are all of those kinds of things always coveted? Couldn't they come up with a better word? Well, anyway, I've been looking over the list of Oscar possibilities, and there's a glaring omission. An actress who, I think, turned in one of the most stunning performances ever seen. Stage, screen, or anywhere else for that matter. Who do I have in mind? Pam Grier? Julia Roberts? Jodie Foster? Uma Thurman, maybe? No. I'm thinking of Marcia Lewis, the overwrought mom of Monica Lewinsky, the underwhelming intern of Billy Boy Clinton. I can't wait for this week's performance, can you? If last week's showstopper was any indication, this week's is going to be a real tour de force. Did you catch last week's show? Postcards from the edge time, eh? A breathtaking demonstration of versatility. One day, Monica's mom, Marcia, goes into the courthouse looking like she might have just come from licking a pole in Showgirls. Makeup by Dutch Boy, for crying out loud. And the next day, playing to the blubbering We Feel Your Pain press corps, she staggers out of the place requesting a wheelchair, no less. Looking like she's just seen Greer Garson's ghost. Or, as I think about it, Bill Clinton's in Daughter Dear's mouth. Gone was Miss Lewis's careful coif, the magic marker makeup, the rosy glamour glow, replaced by funeral parlor pallor, and a lot of oh, woe is me hand-wringing. Excuse me, but get the out of here. You're being called before a grand jury in a criminal investigation of the President of the United States, Mom. Not some Beverly Hills bake-off for your local disease du jour hospice. Oh, and excuse me, but what's with this matchbook cover law degree chump William Ginsburg? Did you get a load of his comment? He said, if this is the way the prosecutorial system operates, then all Americans should take notice. If I'm Monica's mom, now I really am distressed. And I'm thinking there's just one American I'd like to see figure out how the prosecutorial system works. You billy goat-looking loser. For my money, not only is it okay by me that Monica's mom has been hauled before Ken Starr's truth seekers, if the chicken's still kicking, I want her grandmother to get the star treatment, and any other relevant witness to whom frisky Monica has told the sordid saga of first family values. How Bubba, you might say, caught a scent of a woman, checked out her Golden Globes, and said, Ms. Lewinsky, you may now make like the Titanic.
Imus in the morning.
This is the Imus in the Morning program, WFAN New York, right?
Because you have had it. Oh, it's right here. Right here in the polls, you've turned your good old American blind eye to certain matters at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and that's it. Deal done. The blind eye of absolution turned to, well, the one-eyed lizard of the trousers, I guess you might say. Americans, I don't care if they come up with photographs, 8x10 glossies. I don't care if they find pubic hair on cans of Jolt Cola. I don't care if they come up with a Zapruder film of Bubba Bill in an Oval Office goo pile, with everyone and everything up to and including Paul Bagala and that damn new dog. It wouldn't make a dime's worth of difference. No. The rest of this story is the more booty the fella grabs, the better you and eventually Mike Beschloss and Doris K. Goodwin are going to like it. Go, baby. Page 2? Well, then when, oh, when will it end? So we can hurry up and get on with the job of incinerating Iraqi pablum factories. If you're asking me, not before Kenneth Starr goes on one of those Potomac Park powder burn picnics, I'd wager. Why, shucks, the way these opinion surveys are looking, sympathy sap, you'd probably help load Crazy Ken in the cannon and shoot the lunatic across the river. Look, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, by golly, it's legal Knievel. Good riddance. Page 3. Shall we close this case, citizens? Mr. Clinton, as Arkansas Attorney General, Governor, now President of all of us Americans, has demonstrated categorically that he is impervious to injury. My gosh, Bill, you win. May you port with impunity. Page 4. Here comes the commentary. Raw truth time. Maybe the president's most ardent defenders have not contemplated this in full. You know who wants Bad Boy Bubba to stick it out? To hang in there? The very same fellow who's giving him all this darn grief, Kenneth Starr, and that vast right-wing conspiracy. Now, follow me. You see, a race next time out against a President, Albert Gore, and God save me, with Al's comparatively pristine private life, would be infinitely more difficult than a race against a mere candidate, Albert Gore, being promoted by a lame duck president whose private life fires off your TV's V-chip. Trust me. Truth be known, Treadlott, Gingrich, and the gang would send whores to the hayseed if it would keep him happy. And so, it is over. The rest of the story? He weathered the storm, and so did we. Although we're forever left with this Clinton administration imponderable, aren't we? The question is not who slept in the Lincoln bedroom. With this fellow, the question is, who didn't? Paul Harvey. Good day.
Former Senator Barry Goldwater, San Francisco, 1964.
Now, I don't advise Congress on whether further investigation is needed to study what role, if any, the president played in the Interior Department's rejection of an Indian casino that was opposed by other tribes that had donated and made a pretty big donation to the Democratic Party. What are you doing? What in God's name are you doing? Throw up. Man, what are you snorting now? Yeah, just thinking of the old days. First of all,
Anything you don't do on the air.
is it really? Why do we have these meetings? Oh, please. You're high. You're hocking a goober on the air. Oh, come on.
You son of a bitch. Shut up, all of you.
Smith.
All right, and now here's Lee from Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Lee.
Morning.
For $1,000 and a Norelco Reflex Action Razor, specially designed, numbered Norelco Turquoise Buffalo Reflex Action Razor, which magazine sucks more than Newsweek?
None of them.
You're a winner!
Congratulations, Lee.
Thank you.
$1,000.
Thank you.
Reflex Action Razor.
Thank you.
What's your favorite radio station?
I listen to WARX, WARK, Hagerstown, Frederick.
Oh, man, you got it going on, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, Bernie, get your stuff from me.
Thank you.
Here's Chuck with the news.
Gee, can you stop that, please? You know, I mean... Are you all right? You sound like you're coughing up a lung.
Have Brandy give me some more coffee, would you? Yeah, I'll fix it.
Spit into it.
These late-breaking stories just into the Imus and Washington Network newsroom.
In a further demonstration of society's willingness to let bygones be bygones and forgive President Clinton any misdeeds, Mr. Clinton, recently nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, has just learned that he's being considered for sainthood by the Roman Catholic Church, even though, in the words of a Vatican announcement, he is not a Catholic, not all that religious, Southern cracker, and latent pedophile. Not only that, deemed a Vatican spokesman in Washington, Mr. Clinton will be fast-tracked for possible beatification, leapfrogging the candidacy of the late Mother Teresa. The president commented on his new honor a short time ago, and IW microphones were there.
Hey, baby, you want to go out?
Waiting a little steady over there, honey. Jesus, the way this here's all going, it just inspires me to get back as fast as humanly possible to the work that the American people have no idea they were electing me to do, which is putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers in that little study of mine right off the Oval Office. Like everybody is saying about me, I'm a real fellatio Alger story. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Come here, Daddy. Oh, you look so good.
It's Monica, right?
Meantime, Americans, the New York Times front page story reporting that in addition to her dozens of visits to the White House while no longer employed there, former intern Monica Lewinsky surreptitiously dug a tunnel from her mother's Watergate apartment to a location inside the Oval Office, emerging into the knee hole beneath President Clinton's desk. Whitewater Special Counsel Kenneth Starr said, the revelation may tend to explain why Mr. Clinton frequently appeared glassy-eyed while seated at the desk and made idiotic decisions such as bombing Iraq. Appearing this morning on the NBC Today program, Clinton consultant James Carville told Matt Lauer that the discovery of a tunnel linking the Oval Office to Monica Lewinsky's apartment was nothing out of the ordinary. Well, for heaven's sakes, it's a hole, Matt. I mean, these right-wing nuts are trying to make it into some big deal or something. She's a kid. Didn't you ever dig a hole when you were a kid? Jesus, on the crutch anyway.
But, Mr. Carville, this hole goes from Ms. Lewinsky's apartment straight to the Oval Office, and the president's...
Well, so what? So f***ing what? You know what that proves to anybody? Nothing. It's an empty hole, you moron. Just like Kennesaw's head. It's a his hole, her hole case, and that's it. Later, asked for comment, First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton continued her aggressive defense of the president, explaining, while she couldn't elaborate now, a tunnel tying the Oval Office to Monica Lewinsky's apartment would be perfectly understood by the American people. when she could place the tunnel in its proper context. And turning briefly to other matters, also a top headline of the hour, quote, Carla Faye tuckered out, despite a last-minute appeal to conservative Supreme Court Justice Scalia, who wrote in a brief opinion, "Are you kidding?" Teenage prostitutes, Allman Brothers groupie, pickaxe double murderer, Carla Faye Tucker has been executed at the prison in Huntsville, Texas. State corrections officials said it is unknown whether Carla had an orgasm at her own death. As she did, she had claimed, at the deaths of the people she pickaxed.
And finally, from our entertainment desk, famed composer, lyricist Paul Simon says he has begun work on a new musical based on the life of the late cannibal Jeffrey Dahmer, the Canapé Man.
She's a rich girl, she don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Diamonds on the soles of the 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 shoes. Imus in the morning.
It's a great Jeep event going on right now, isn't it?
Builder. And we're going to start with the gatehouse. That's what we're going to start with. Which I, by the way, was going to leave that up. Well, that changes in a hurry. Unless I come to my senses here in the next couple of weeks. But we'll tear something down. Won't we? We've got to. And you can be there. And you can be there and maybe participate. Absolutely. Take a swing. In fact, we'll just get a bunch of sledgehammers. We'll get I-Grace to get us a bunch of sledgehammers, and we'll hand them out. And just set you people free. And we'll just start knocking stuff down.
Yeah, whack-a-patient situation.
Absolutely. And we get home, and when everything's leveled on my property, we'll go over to Donahue's property and take that down.
Yeah, beat up Marlowe.
Yeah. And we'll break his knees and take that dump he's living in. We'll level that. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, I do. And we'll all go have lunch at the Spick and Span there in Southport, and we'll go back and get busy. Ain't gonna be nothing standing. There'll be nothing standing. In fact, we'll go to the Southport Hardware. Call the guy from the Southport Hardware now. Tell him to get 500 sledgehammers. Hello, Southport Hardware? So we can arrange the broadcast from there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
no
so
problem.
In fact, we'll even sponsor it. Well, we sponsor everything, as you know.
This is Sergeant...
Yeah, we go. This is going to be great, man. I'm glad we decided to do this. Now, you see what? Now, and you could have... The town of Westport, the Historical Society, everybody could have avoided all of this by simply calling me and talking to me. But they didn't do that, and now what happened? It's too late. Yep. It's too late. Well, thanks. We'll work it out when I get back, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Now, hey, Bo.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to do.
Hi, baby.
Dana is getting a list of reporters and of both the newspapers and of the local television stations in Connecticut who have either printed my address in the newspaper or shown my house and given my address on television. And when she gives you the list of those people, I want you to have your guys find out where these people live, take pictures of their houses, and
maybe take pictures of a patient situation.
Well, we don't know about that, Bo.
Well, we don't know that for a fact.
No, we don't. But I want their addresses. I want pictures of their houses so that I can reveal their addresses as they've done mine and show pictures of their houses as they've done mine on television.
It's a disgrace how your privacy of your life is being disgraced upon by these journalistic vultures.
There's no compelling reason that anybody needs to know where I live, is there?
No, and you don't want to know something? You have a very private life. You choose to live your life very privately. There's no reason in the world where people have to pick on you. You are a mogul. You are an icon. And we do demolition, too. The Mongo brothers do demolition.
I know, this is not the kind of demolition we're talking about, Bo. But
no. I'm talking about taking down things.
Oh, I understand. I know what you mean.
Okay, and that will be done. And I just want to put people on notice. Beware, we are licensed in the state of Jersey, we're licensed in the state of Connecticut, and New York, all over the country. We will find you. We will find you. Because we will get you. you.
Thanks, Bo.
I'm not fooling around here.
No,
I mean, I'm as serious
No.
as a heart problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's,
We will kill your pets.
you have started something that you just didn't want to get into. And I was willing to let it go a couple of times, and now that's over.
No more Mr. Nice Guy, baby.
No. You want to put pictures of my house on television? Okay. I'm going to put pictures of your house on television.
Mm-hmm.
You want to reveal my address? Fine, I'll reveal yours. See how you like it. Then you all watching some local television station in Connecticut and you have a problem with the reporter, you know where to go. Who to see? What door to knock on? I mean, it's just, but it's not fair.
Or what door to knock down?
I mean, that's just ridiculous. Isn't it?
Of course it is.
Nuts.
You live, as Bo pointed out, privately, and you live quietly.
And I don't.
That's all there is to it.
I'm not Regis Philbin or Martha Stewart or one of these morons flitting around to lanes and going to every lawn party on the planet or anything.
You don't get invited.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Sitting on a throne with a microphone, tirade, diatribe in a baritone, foaming at the mouth like a maniac. Pit bull jaws lock in the attack, ranting and raving about his power and clout, on a prowl for a target he can take out. Lambs to the slaughter for the sacrifice. Don't look him in the eye or you pay the price, cause ain't no reputation he won't impugn. Luminaries, politicians, nobody's immune. Network head or just yuppie slime. If there's blood in the water, then it's feeding time. Ain't no secret that you can conceal. The more he make it squirm, and the better he feel. As President Clinton or Peter Moss, they'll tell you who the boss. Every small mistake, put your life at stake. You won't get a break. I'm as dissing you. No matter what you say, he'll blow you away. Much to your dismay, you're his helpless prey. I'm as dissing you. Looking for a life that he can disrupt. Waiting for some big mouth, big wig to slip up. Show him a weakness, the fear he smell. Then makes him about his morning to live in hell. Got a lot of snaps in his bag of tricks. Do a number on you, cause his is 666. Ain't no witness for your prosecution, cause he's judge, jury, and executioner. If I was you, I would plead the fifth. Or drive my car on the very next cliff. But don't come up with some lame excuse, cause you just asking for more abuse. If you say something that you shouldn't have said, you'll be consumed with feelings of dread. Roll the dice with him, you're gonna lose. Start singing the blues. You make every small mistake, put your life at stake. You won't get a break. I'm as dissing you. No matter what you say, he'll blow you away. All you can do is pray that he'll pass away. Our man's dissing you. Every slip you find morning when his life is over, that you'll dance on his grave. No matter what you say, he'll pass away. He'll blow you away. All you can do is pray that we'll pass away. Our man's dissing you. Every night we pray that we'll come.
1, 2, 3.
Imus in the morning.
We own one right out of Mahwah, New Jersey, and we do the tri-state area.
Here's the thing we have to find out. I think Robert Andrews is the guy to talk to about either him or the iGrace company. It's probably Robert Andrews is the guy to talk to.
Okay, that's your architect? Who's that, the general contractor?
No, he handles all my affairs.
Okay,
The people who are going to build the house are the iGrace company.
okay.
But
Well, here's the deal.
maybe Ann Mullen. Maybe you should talk to Ann.
Okay, well, here's the deal. We're the American Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
We do the tri-state area, and we do all kinds of demolition.
Right.
And we can do the job for you. We're big enough. We're going to be able to go up there and show them people in Westport how to really tear down the houses.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Would it be possible, once we destroy whatever we're going to destroy on this property, to go over to Donahue's place and start on his place?
We've done that for husbands and wives before. we brought everything from the husband's house right over to where the wife lives now with the new man, and we took care of everything.
Glenn, you sound like not only my kind of guy, but Robert Andrews' kind of guy.
Yo, I've been listening to you for way too long. This is the time. I'm telling you, I could help you.
Okay, well, talk to Dana, and she'll put you in touch with Mr. Andrews, and you work it out with him.
Okay.
Breen, by the way, will be providing play-by-play of the actual demolition, whether it's Glenn or... Glenn does sound like sort of our kind of guy, doesn't he?
The American Wrecking Company.
Yeah.
We're out of Marwan, New Jersey.
Oh, man, this is going to be
We'll blow
great.
you up.
The only problem is I have to fly today on the iJet out to Page, Arizona, and meet my wife, who doesn't know anything about all of this yet. Well, what's no, but maybe you know it. My wife is particularly irritated and feels offended and violated that our address was printed in the newspaper when it's just not necessary. No, of course not. It just isn't necessary. Totally. I realize when you make a real estate transaction, your address is a matter of public record, but we don't have to show it on television. And who's on? Barnacle. Oh, here now, live from the Boston, Massachusetts, one of the premier columnists in America and a frequent contributor to the NewsHour with Jim Lair. In fact, he's a regional editor for those folks. And I even saw him all cleaned up and, in fact, looking fairly attractive on This Week with Cokie and Sam. Really? Mike Barnacle. Good morning, Mr. Barnacle.
Didn't I look pretty?
You did look good.
Yeah. Listen, we're going about this demolition thing the wrong way.
All right.
What we have to do here is we have to get a hold of our longtime close personal friend John Rowland, the governor of Connecticut.
Yeah.
And get a busload of guys on the work release program out of the Connecticut State Prison.
Oh, man, how good. I mean, that's why you're one of the premier columnists in America, by the way.
You know?
Yeah.
That'll make up half the crew. Then the other half, in order to meet all federal mandates of equal opportunity and everything, we have a little program, a little promotional thing to get some of our fine Hispanic and black brothers and sisters from the inner city to come up from Boston and New York, meet halfway there in Westport, and let them do the job.
Yeah, oh, man, I mean, see, that's the reason that you demand.
Right,
So,
thank you very much.
yeah, you're quite welcome. By the way,
Yes, sir.
we all loved your column about Apple Computer. Yep. And you're absolutely right. I mean, the filing company makes a computer that some idiot like you or me can use.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm a moron, and I can use this thing.
But pretty good news yesterday out of your city.
That was great news. Microsoft's going to help them out.
So Steve Jobs and apparently Bill Gates got together and worked out some deal where now Microsoft has agreed to buy $150 million worth of, and to straighten out Macintosh, and they're going to work together now as opposed to being at each other's throats.
Exactly. Help people like us.
Barnacle, you're a genius.
All right, buddy. Have a good vacation.
Met hitters not at their best last night, blanked by the Rockies 4-0. Rookie John Thompson threw the shutout. Mets' Lance Johnson tipped his cap.
Play good pitching, be good hitting most of the time. So he pitched well, and he beat us.
Sounds like he was sniffing the baseball trying to hit it.
I'll smoke alcohol and a little reefer and drink some alcohol, whatever.
Ain't no thing.
Yeah.
Houston Astros
I'll
lost.
take that.
I will take that bag of powder.
Where are you going to put it?
I'll put it up your butt. Stupid question. Ain't none of your damn business.
Houston Astros lost.
Looking for the handbag line.
6-4 to the Philly. Astro manager Terry Collins had an excuse.
It was a tough day to play. I mean, it's so hot.
Sure was. Astros still lead the Central by 5.
Time now once again for America's favorite morning radio game, Guess the Outcome. Earlier today, during one of his famous riffs, the I-Man once again failed to control his temper, terminating one of his staff.
You're fired or suspended. You and David Hinckley are both suspended from the program.
But who did he fire? Was it A, Bernie, B, Lori, or C, Al Rosenberg? Okay, hopefully you've made your choice, and here's the answer on Guess the Outcome.
Just do the cards, Lori, and go inner fitness somebody.
Well, the answer is B. If you guess B, congratulations, you've won. Tell them what they won, Lou.
Big wampum.
Hey, Bubba,
I'm a little confused about Dole's campaign slogan. How's he going to get people to vote for him when he's telling them just don't do it?
That's not his campaign slogan, Beavis. That's his anti-drug slogan.
Oh, that's different. I didn't think anybody needed a bumper sticker to discourage him from voting for him.
Yeah, they can do that on their own.
Dole shouldn't be too quick to get people off drugs. That's about the only group left that could still end up voting for him.
Just another desperate act of a desperate old man, Beavis. That's why I got so crazy about keeping Perot out of the debates. He'll do anything to be elected president.
He couldn't be elected president if he kept you out of the debate.
I just wish he wasn't blaming me for the drug problem this nation's youth faces today, Beavis.
Well, whose fault is it? Rogers? He doesn't have a drug problem. He's got his.
Over 1 million more young people are doing drugs since I've taken office, Beavis. Enough to fill every football stadium in America.
Wow, I didn't realize there were that many Jet fans.
1 million more people on drugs than there were 4 years ago. Do you realize what that means, Beavis?
If they all vote, Ross Perot could end up with more than 19% this time.
You know, Beavis, I've always been all for having Perot at the debates. I think it would make for some classic television.
Yeah, people would think it was a rerun of The Wizard of Oz. Dole, the Tin Man, you, the Cowardly Lion,
and Perot, the Munchkin.
Nope, he'd be one of those flying monkeys.
Bob Dole, I have a feeling you're not in Kansas anymore. Click your heels together.